G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. Spawning in the north of the map in the color blue, it's going to be DeMuslim representing Team Liquid. And he's going to be playing on the Abbasid Dynasty, already opening up with 3 individual buildings. You can see he's used up all of his wood at this point in time. He is a man who means a lot of business, so it doesn't look like he's going to be dropping down any lumber camps. Not going to be going for early wheelbarrow here. Just going to be sticking it with all of the buildings in the early stages of the game. And on the other side of the map, in the color red, representing, I guess we could probably say the train department. His name's Train Man. He is playing the English, and he's playing in the color red in the south. So I guess we could say, like, representing the Royal Rail Network, it is the Train Man. And yes, he's going to be playing the English for us. So English on this map is considered, I guess, to be a lower tier pick than the Abbasid Dynasty. You can see that over on the other side of the map, Liquid DeMuslim is going to have plenty of resources in his base. And as the Abbasid Dynasty, that's exactly what you want, because you don't really want to leave your base. You really want to just knuckle down and make a lot of villages and then push out eventually. But an interesting spawn for the base. You can see that he's got a couple more entrances than what is normal. So he's got the first entrance over here. He's got the main front entrance. And then at the same time, towards the back, he's got a third as well as a fourth entrance up towards this position. So might just invest some wood in a wall across here. Wouldn't be surprising to see coming out from him. But he's only going to be going for the 1 scout opening at this point in time. You can see he's adding a third villager to gold at this point in time. So could potentially be going into, I would expect, a early wheelbarrow into fresh foodstuffs into a 2 town center play, depending on the way that his enemy plays. So Train Man, obviously playing the English, could be looking to play aggressive as well. We can see the Train Man's actually stacking up a fair few resources at the moment. Could be going for his own early wheelbarrow here, so it definitely seems that way with the way that the resources are stacking up. Obviously got a lot of gold in the bank at the moment, so I'm looking forward to seeing how he's going to be playing it. And for anybody wondering with regard to Train Man, you know, what's he doing? How is he at rank 1388 and DeMuslim's playing up against him? My understanding is that Train Man may be a little bit of a smurf, so his ELO might be a little bit higher than what his actual rating or ranking implies. But we'll see how he plays out this game. I'm looking forward to seeing what he's got in store for us today. There's a couple different options or a couple different ways that you can look to play the English at this current point in time. I think on a map like this, you're probably thinking a little bit about Fast Castle. We've seen very successfully players look to wall up the entrances to their base with stone walls, and then subsequently look to get a very, very quick Imperial Age as well by putting down their landmark, the Berkshire Palace. That's the one. I did remember the name eventually. Economic Wing going to be coming up for DeMuslim here, dropping down that lumber camp on the wood line as well. And we'll take a look at the spawns and see how things are with regard to their fairness. I think there's basically just one large stone outcropping in the middle of the map, another one up towards the north, and another one out over to the west. Other than that, I mean, when it comes to relics, there's 2 out on this flank. There's 2 out over here and a 5th one over here. We've got a bunch of sheep that are still yet to be recovered, and the sacred sites are looking pretty fair. So I think both players are going to be happy with this one. Train Man on the other side here, yet to go up to the next age, but obviously it's going to be a little bit slower from him. Interestingly, we didn't see any of the early farms come out. This is something that we've seen from quite a few English players recently. Oh, DeMuslim, got to be careful. The villagers enter the town center. That is a dead scout. There's no 2 ways about that. That is a scout that is going to be going down, and DeMuslim getting paid for right there. Losing a little bit of tempo, that's for sure. So going to be out of scouting information. You can see from his side, he's going to have to train a new scout if he wants to get that information. So a tough call for him right there. Looks like he's going to have that early wheelbarrow coming through, as we did suspect. Economic Wing about to finish at this point. Expect fresh foodstuffs to be finished up anytime soon, and now Mining Camp going to get dropped down on that stone. I expect that he's going to force drop right here. 126, absolutely perfect. Fresh foodstuffs, there it is. 1 gold overgathered. I tell you what, that's a pretty good deal any day. You can overgather 1 gold only. You're feeling pretty good about yourself, that is for sure. So very well played there from DeMuslim. We'll check back in with his opponent, see how Train Man is doing, how he is traveling, and it looks like we're going to see a second town center coming out from Train Man. So maybe a 2 town center play into a King's Palace is what we could see here out of him. There's a lot of options when it comes to the way that you play up against the Abbasid Dynasty, but I think playing for the late game is going to be playing to your strengths. You can obviously play to the second age. You can try your best to you know, come forward with some longbows, come forward with some spears, you know, drop an outpost or two. But in reality, the Abbasid player is going to be able to defend that very successfully. I can't imagine any world where that is not held successfully, especially by a player of the caliber of Damuslim. He is an incredible player. And for anybody unfamiliar with him, I'll leave a link in the description to where you can catch more Damuslim content. But one of the things to note that right now, or in fact, probably right now when you're watching this, the Golden League won't be live. But this weekend, coming up Saturday and Sunday, 15 GMT, Golden League is going live. So that's going to be happening every single weekend for at least the next, I suspect, the next 10 weeks. It's going to be the Golden League non-stop. That's all you're going to be hearing about in my videos as well. I'm going to always be telling you guys about the Golden League because I want you guys to check it out. It would mean the absolute world to me. I'm going to be casting. I'm going to be having a great time, and I want you to be there with me as well. So the first weekends are going to be open battlefields, which take place on the battlelands of Arabia, Highview, Altai, Lipany, all those open battlefields that you have come to know and love. But on the subsequent weeks, there's a little bit more interesting of a development with regard to the way that it's played. So they've got different themes for each main event, and each event will have points that are allocated to it based on where you finish in the event. So we've got 64 of the best players that are going to be battling it out. Now we see that second town center drop down by Train Man at 6 minutes 20. So a little bit of a late town center coming in. Over on the other side, you can see Damuslim already has his second town center down. Going to be focusing on actually just building up a whole bunch of resources at the moment, not looking to get up to the next age. And this is the consequence of losing that early scout. So if he didn't lose his early scout, he spots the stone. He spots the second town center. And he says, oh, you're making a second town center. I'm going to make a third town center. But he doesn't do that. And now as a result, Train Man actually gets a pretty successful, a pretty successful town center drop down at this point. So he's going to be feeling very happy about himself. But at the same time, he's not really scouting out Damuslim. He doesn't know what's going on, and he can't really do that because there is a wall at the front, at least for the moment. Obviously, the sides still yet to be walled up, but we'll check in with Damuslim. We'll see what he's up to. Looks like it's going to be a opening with horsemen and then dropping down an archery range. Probably going to be looked to be adding in camel archers. They seem very, very popular. And we can see Damuslim now beginning to diversify, heading out to the back with his villagers onto the berries. He's also got a beautiful spawn up towards the back here as well, with more berries up here. So he's going to be very happy with that. Sometimes they spawn out in the middle of the map like this, or over towards the side where they're open. But this is just one of the most beautiful spawns. You couldn't get it any further away from your enemy. Damuslim has actually trained a second scout. He is going to spot the stone. He's going to spot the villagers on the stone. He's going to see that the stone has only got 1,000 that's taken out of it. He's going to just chill out for the moment, sitting on this spot. Now we actually have a horseman coming in. If he's not careful, he's actually going to lose this villager. Looks like the villager going to have to fall back at this position. He murders his own sheep. I can't believe you've done this. Murdering your own sheep, and now the scout going to be going down as well if it's not careful. You can see him standing on that gate. And now that town center going to be looking and uncovered. Train Man rushing a barracks. Oh gosh, oh my god, what is my mouse doing right now? That was terrible. That is classic Age of Empires camera movement, but a barracks being rushed down by Train Man at this point in time. Keep in mind, Train Man's going to be very safe sitting inside of his base. Obviously, the English have got extra firepower when it comes to the town center, the villagers. Everybody's got extra. So they are going to be absolutely fine. But now villager over towards the left, or over towards the west, gets caught out of position. Villager over towards the front of the base. Probably going to be able to get this wall up. Nope. Decides it doesn't need it. A little bit of a Strelbora out over onto the west. And Damuslim looking to try and keep his enemy in his base at this point in time. And now we can see just, a large amount of units starting to come out from Train Man. He's trained both a spearman and a longbow, but that's essentially it at this point. So he's done a good job of just keeping his enemy out of his base, with the exception of just these few horsemen. Could garrison these villagers inside the town center and just slaughter these horsemen, but just manages to let them go past. It's gonna be another day that they get to live, it seems. But we'll tune back in over now with Damuslim and see what he is up to, because it's going to be a third town center that he has added in. So he is going absolutely ham with his economy, and he is actually stacking up even more resources. How many town centers is this guy making right now? Are we seeing, is this a 4 town center play? coming out from Muslim right now. This could be absolutely massive. But he's slowly but steadily running around his enemy's base, just keeping him distracted, forcing out potential units. You can see at the front a bit of a siege coming down on that palisade wall, going to be setting off the alarm. And now we have a 4th town center going down right now. This is absolutely massive for Muslim. 4 town centers. I think we just did a video on Muslim's 3 town center boom, and now he brings out a 4th town center. This is absolutely ludicrous. He is doing a little bit of a run around. When it comes to Train Man looking like he might be thinking about getting up to the next stage. You can see he is starting to diversify into heavier farm stocks at the moment. Still got plenty of resources in his base, but obviously as the English, you typically want to avoid that. And once again, going to be running underneath the town center for the 2nd time today. Let's see if the villagers actually decide to jump in and provide a little bit of fire. Doesn't seem it's going to be the way. Manages to pick up a longbowman and is going to duck out of there, loses the scout for it. So line of sight going to be reduced significantly now for Muslim. But behind this, it looks like we've got a 5th town center coming up. 5 town centers coming out for Muslim right now. This is, he's not going to do a okay, he's got to be memeing at this point. This is getting to the point in the game where it might be a bit of a meme. He has got, I like the fact that he's got 1 villager just mining 1 stone, because for whatever reason the stone up here bugged and he must have handed it off and the integers didn't all add up. Now he's got 301. He's able to add down that all-important 6th town center. Hopefully, yeah, there we go. So there you guys have it. That is the new build order coming out from Muslim. The 6 town centers. Absolutely amazing stuff. I'm looking forward to seeing how many villagers this guy actually pulls out here. Over on the other side of the map, you can see that all of those attacks have been shut down, but obviously he knows plenty of information about his enemy. Obviously the enemy is just making villagers at this point in time, looking to get up to that castle age. So playing it a little bit slowly, you can see 50 or 49 villagers now for Train Man, 64 for Muslim, but I suspect it's going to be a very short amount of time before he rises up from the ashes and just looks to really take control of the game. But isn't that a beautiful sight? Honestly, just looking at all of these town centers. I wish I could zoom out further so that I could take more photos of these town centers, because that is just absolutely gorgeous stuff. But now we'll watch the enemy and see exactly what he's up to. Train Man is indeed going up for that King's Palace. But keep in mind, he doesn't have too much insight as to what his enemy is up to. The scout just chilling out in the base. Going to be dropping down an outpost at this point in time, and probably needs to start thinking about diversifying from his economy into more militaristic units. I think it's going to make a lot of sense. Probably in this position, playing up against the Abbasid dynasty. If you're playing blind, you can expect that there's going to be a push with men-at-arms as well as crossbowmen. So what do you play into that? I would probably play something like a fast keep. So I'd be dropping a keep down right here. Or at least trying to. You can see he's actually stacked up 500 stone at the moment. He's going to be looking to try and actually get a bit of information, but does get prevented by the horseman. Horseman going to be coming out, though, and then losing its life to the spears. We've got the network of castles also being extended out now, and a further more line of sight. But yeah, I would honestly just be putting like a keep down at this point, and then looking to even get up to Imperial, something, you know, crazy like that. But I honestly wouldn't be surprised if you could do that. You could probably actually just go like keep here, maybe even like keep at the front, like right there. And then put your Berkshire Palace behind it. But Monastery going to come out now for Train Man, so he's playing very greedy, but at the same time behind this, how many villagers are we talking over here for Muslim? He's up to 95 villagers at this point in time. Has he got his textiles? Okay, he's got his textile. Oh, no, my God, he doesn't have textiles yet. The crazy man, the mad lad, still doesn't have textiles. Yo, Muslim, you got to get those textiles, baby. And now a huge amount of barracks getting dropped down here. But at the same time, archery range going to be coming through, so it does look like it might be that men-at-arm compo with the crossbows. But you can see it's a very delayed build order. Every town center that you're adding is probably going to delay your age up probably by a minute or so, because we can see right now the age up's coming through. It looks like it's going to be about a 14-minute age up. Typically, you would expect an age up coming through at about 10 minutes, the 10-minute mark, typically for the Abbasid dynasty on a map like this with the 3 town centers. So yeah, a little bit slower here. But still going to be working his way. I wouldn't be surprised if he actually goes to Imperial. He's got so many resources in the bank here, but just huge amounts of infrastructure being dropped down. How many buildings have we actually got? We got 5 archery ranges, 3 barracks. So could be looking to go into mass men-at-arms as well as mass crossbows. We'll now check in with his opponent. We'll see what Train Man is up to. Slowly but steadily going towards that Imperial age. So doing the right thing. I definitely think the main thing for me is putting down that keep, because getting down this keep in a forward position right here, it's going to enable you you to actually hold on a little bit. You might want to get a Springald or two out as well, maybe even a Mangonel, and you can actually train that from your keep as the English. So it's a very smart move. But now going to be crossing that threshold, so hopefully we see it. But now at the same time, Scout going to be on the front line. Doesn't see too many things. Still over on the right-hand side of Muslim's base. It hasn't been walled up. It literally, as I say that, it gets walled up. He literally puts the walls down as I'm selecting the area that hasn't been walled. That is impressive stuff right there. So Muslim now coming out and looking to wall that up. Has obviously walled up the back. Villagers going to be coming out as well. A lot of villagers on the way out on the map as well. But yeah, a huge amount. And now still yet to see that keep going down. Where is the keep? He's used 800 stone. Oh, he's going for a keep in the center. Okay, I definitely don't agree with this as the English. As the English, you want to kind of be sitting back a little bit. This would definitely make sense as the Abbasid, because you've got villagers that you can throw away. But yeah, from this perspective, okay, stone walls also going to be coming up along the back line as well, securing up the sides. I think this is a very smart move, honestly. My main concern is just this front gate. And now 5 villagers going to be tapping away at this keep. It's up to half health at this point in time, but a very bold keep at this point in time. And now we've got some crossbows beginning to move out. Men-at-Arms going to be out here as well, looking to connect. That keep going to have to be cancelled, I suspect. There's no way that's going to be getting out. We're going to have to call Doubt and get his opinion on it. But now we can see a huge amount of villagers moving out towards the berry patch over on the right-hand side of the map. But still, we see the bit of a cleanup here. All the villagers have gone down. You can see this keep is not being built. So hot tip number 1 of the day: if you're going to build a keep, bring at least 10 villagers. It's going to help you out a huge amount. But crossbows continuing to clean up on the front line at this point in time. And now we see more villagers coming out, but I feel like it's a little bit too late. Yeah, as I mentioned, keep back here would have been, chef's kiss. Does cancel the keep. He's got 900 stone in the bank. Hopefully we see the keep drop down right here. Perfect. That's exactly where you want it. Keep goes right there. Stick the Berkshire Palace right behind it. You're almost all the way up. You got a lot of resources in the bank though, Train Man. You're gonna have to start spending less money on. What is going on here? 19 villagers coming in. They've all got their berry bushes out, so I suspect he's just sending them over to What is going on right here? That is a lot of villagers coming out right now for Muslim. Just on my screen right now, there's 71 villagers coming out for Muslim. A huge push that's coming through. Is he going all in right now? What is going on? Oh, how many villagers does he have? He's got 160 villagers right now. He's going for the villager. Is he actually going to go snipe landmarks? Oh my god, Muslim. You always amaze me, Muslim. You come up with some pretty creative stuff. I don't think I would have spotted this one out though. We have got a whole bunch of food. Oh no, that's Muslim. He's just spending all of his food on villagers at this point in time. Now going to be turning his attention towards the town center. He has indeed got his upgrade, and now look how fast these town center is going to be going down. All the villagers coming in, just beginning to siege down the town center. And now I think I'm going to ask the question: Is the villager too strong? Classic Drongo style. Is the villager too strong? But looks like the wolf getting in on the action as well. First town center, or first landmark is down. Now going to be focusing down the second landmark. It's going to be that council hall, which is going down now. The Berkshire Palace still not up at this point in time. Can you imagine if that keep had gone up and the Berkshire right behind it? It'd be a very difficult spot here. Now a Mangonel actually comes out. We see the Mangonel look to unfold on the villagers. A lot of damage has been done at this point in time. He's going to be focusing down the last landmark at this point though. If this landmark goes down, I'm pretty confident that that's going to be a good game because there's no other landmarks here. Good game, ladies and gentlemen. Muslim wins, destroying all enemy landmarks with his villagers. Welcome to the villager snipe meta. We are here. Fellas, I'll leave a link in the description to where you can catch Muslim live, as well as where you can watch Golden League. Don't miss it.